to the 1,000 people that have registered for your free program, to the 150 people that came into the program, to the 10 to 20 people that would subscribe to maybe your coaching service or subscribe to a paid program that you're having. You see that you have created a funnel and a journey. Now the 1,000 people that registered, you will now begin to put them through what we call a journey where you nurture them. You now begin to, give them additional free stuff, right? That will empower them, right, to develop their financials, and you continue to add value. Now you will start converting from those 1,000 people, right, into people that will come and attend. They are beginning to experience you and experience that, man, wow, this guy is different. Your products, your services, your solutions, anywhere this guy is, I should go. You see, they're beginning to become loyal followers. They're beginning, to become loyal consumers, right? And then because of the content that you put out there, right, you are empowering them. They're putting it into practice, and it's transforming their business. It's transforming their financial status. Their mindset is shifting, right? You now start to introduce paid programs to them. So that's how you carry people through that journey. But it is I think it's important that people don't get carried away by numbers of people that follow them, numbers of likes that they get, numbers of comments, right, that they get. You have to measure quality of comments, not people that put emojis, laugh out loud, smile, fire. The people that actually comment, people that are actually actively engaged, are the people that you should, begin to see as potentials, as customers and clients.
Okay. Dr. Lushola, let's talk about, because we're talking about self and growth principles for the second half of the year. And where my mind is coming to right now is, does all of this that you're talking about, does it really apply does it really apply for people that work 9 to 5? 9 to 5 for workers, that that at 8 a.m. you're supposed to be in the office, 5 p.m. you should leave, or sometimes you work overtime. How do you achieve success? How do you achieve that self-actualization? And it's also business, their professional life. Does it really apply to the same 9 to 5 workers? Or are the principles for a business owner, does it apply for a 9 to 5 worker?
Well, it depends on what role you are playing within that 9 to 5, time space, or what organization you are working for. It also depends on the organization's vision, your own vision, and your own mission. So if you're in engineering, for example, and you're a structural or civil engineer, and the organization is all about providing quality luxury accommodation to people, in luxury areas, right? And you are head of project management, or, you're head of design, or, quality control. You are going to have to measure your success by the key performance indicators made available for that role. So if you're a project manager and in charge of quality control, right, it's all about making sure that the contractor builds to standard, right, and you deliver an excellent project. Now, within that whole, space that you're operating in, you have to ask yourself, right, what are the competencies that I need? Number one, as a person, what kind of team do I need around me? And how best can I lead them to deliver on our vision and our mission? And by when? So it's not just about delivering quality. It's about delivering quality on time. It's about having the leadership skills to be able to carry everybody on the team along, and everybody, owns that responsibility and buys into, quality delivery within that timeline. So we're talking about leadership now. We're talking about project management skills. We're talking about time management here. We're talking about the ability to motivate and inspire your team for them to be absolutely productive and to perform consistently at an optimum. So you would find out that the principles around that, the principles that would deliver success in that role, right? Even though everybody needs to be able to inspire other people, even though everybody needs to deliver their objectives within timelines, even though everyone should strive for excellence, right? You find out that in that role, in that context, you need to have developed these skills, and you need to ensure that you follow through with it
Mm.
more intentionally, right? Because your own KPIs, right, are tied to service delivery or product delivery of a certain quality at a certain time. Now, if you miss the boat in terms of time, it will cost you. So if you were building an apartment, or maybe luxury apartment of 50 apartments, right? And you're supposed to deliver in August 2022, and you don't deliver till August 2023, that 1 year may cost you millions of dollars. So you would find out that time management, project management, motivation, inspiration, team dynamics are very, very key. Leadership are very, very key to your performance in that role.
Okay. Let's talk about a big elephant in the room, which is 2023 elections. And I want to see how we can bring it into this conversation. Balancing politics and business, and perhaps even self-improvement, which we're talking about. Everyone is fixated right now on what will happen in 2023. Some people are already, strategizing. Small or even big businesses are already into permutation and combination, or if this person wins or if this person loses. So how do we factor all of this? Because you have your own internal environment to control, but sometimes the external environment you cannot control, which politics of 2023 elections is part of.
I mean, it's really interesting, because part of business, right, is not to consider and exist in isolation. To become successful in business is you have to do what we call an environmental scope, right? You have to be able to determine and predict or anticipate what the business environment or the environment in the country will be. Interestingly, right, is this: the spirit of the leader, right, permeates through the country. The spirit of the leader, right, permeates through the country. Not intentionally, it's just a spiritual law. If you look at the leader, right, you can see the spirit of that leader in the country. And so, as a business person, you look at the most prominent aspirants, and you go and do your research, right? What kind of spirit do they carry? So if they had been in government before, right, what manifested during the years of them being in government or in roles of leadership? And you can tell. I mean, it's not rocket science. You can actually tell. If we go back in time and we look from, Jonathan to President Jonathan to President Obasanjo to, General, Ibrahim Babangida to everyone. If you go back, you can distinctively see that the spirit that they carry permeates through the entire country during the duration of their rule. So what must a smart business person do? The smart business person needs to go and research and find out when this person was in a position of leadership, what was the spirit that obtained around them within that 4 years or 8 years that they ruled. And then you design your business around that.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, right, business is all about solving problems. So the problems will not change. The people that have the problems will not change. The needs of the people will not change. The people that have the needs will not change. The only thing that will change is that, you know, money does not leave the earth and go to hell. When they say there's recession, money does not leave the earth and go to heaven. Money changes from one
Hands.
sector
Yeah.
and from one area to the other, one industry to the other. So you've got to be able to anticipate. So during COVID, for example, a lot of money went into healthcare. A lot of money went into the healthcare sector. So a lot of people were saying there was no money. No, there was a lot of money, but it moved into healthcare. And so if you are thinking like a very strategic business person, you are asking yourself, right, the industry that I'm in, right, how can I, be innovative and creative enough to provide the service in the industry that the money is moving into? Money does not leave the earth. I haven't seen any plane or rocket or bullion van that moves money to hell. Money doesn't leave the earth. It moves from one sector, to the other, from a group of people to the other. So you've got to be able to track where money is. Now, and that's why you have to be focused on meeting needs and solving problems.
Okay.
Rather than saying, speaking those highfalutin, talk about, grand talk. It's about solving problems. So if you solve transport problems or logistics problems, it doesn't matter whether it's oil and gas. It doesn't matter whether it is telecoms. It doesn't matter whether it's banking sector. Strip it, right? And be innovative about creating those solutions within sectors that money is moving into. So it's the same principle. When a new leader comes, right? Before he comes, anticipate where, there's going to be a lot of focus. Anticipate the spirit of the leader and adapt. Okay. If you do not innovate and adapt, you die. Your business will fail. So it's about having spiritual intelligence. It's about doing that research to be able to anticipate, right? To be able to take a sneak preview into the future so that you can make the decisions now that will reward your business or reward you in the future.
Okay, Coach, you know that when you were talking, something came to my mind. I have a friend. He's also been a guest. He's a very good friend of the show. And after the lockdown in 2020, we were chatting, we were talking, and he said, Nancy, you know what? During the lockdown, I had to look at myself and say, I am not part of the essential services. That I was just at home with my wife 24/7. I wasn't going out. But people like you were going out. He was referring to me because all through the lockdown, definitely we were working. We were part of the essential services. So he told me, he said, Nancy, I'm going to do something that I will be part of the essential services. Anything like that, I am still working, which you were doing. And you know what he did? He's ventured into a business now, into agric and all of it, providing food, because even the markets were opening during the lockdown. And he's doing that now, which he launched, I think, a few weeks ago. So when you were talking about that, it just reignited that memory. I was like, oh, a friend of mine realized this. I said, I'm not part of essential services. No, there must be a problem. I need to reposition myself, which he did. So thank you for bringing that up. As we close this interview, what would you like? I know you've said a lot of things, and I've penciled down a lot of things. The 3 S's: start, stop, sustain. You also need to avoid like burnout. You have to look at your productive hours. I need to ask myself that question too. You said if your productive hours is between 8 and 2, you do everything within that time. You also talked about the brick wall experience. You talked about profiling fans, customers, followers, clients, and consumers. You talked about what is your business really built on, solving problems or meeting it, among other things. But is there a final thing you would want people listening to take home or to go away with amidst all that we have said today?
Thank you very much. I'm currently in the UK, so please forgive me. This is the currency that I have with me at the moment.
Oh, you're currently in the UK and we're putting Lagos there. You say you're currently in the UK, and we did put Lagos for your location earlier. But go ahead.
Oh, all right. So I want to use this bill, to say my last point. So if I zoom in onto this bill, it says, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £20. So this is not £20. This is just a promissory note. I promise to pay the bearer the sum of £20. So this is not £20. This is just a promissory note. So money is not what we think it is. Money is a promise of value. Money is a medium that helps us represent value. And so stop chasing after these things, because this thing is worthless. What is really worthy is the problems you solve, the value you add. Find a problem, find a need, find somebody's pain, and be the solution to it. And make sure that you are the best at providing that service.
Solution.
Make sure you are the best at providing that service. Make sure you are the best at meeting that need. Make sure that you are the best at taking away that pain.
Okay.
This is not money. Now, the more people you solve their problem, the more people you meet their needs, the more money you will make. Now, value begets value. People only pay for value. People don't buy products. People pay for value.
Okay.
And the more value you provide, the more people you provide value to, the more they will reciprocate that value. But the only way that they reciprocate value is that they give you something, right, that you can take, and you also go and use to acquire something of value. So, in a sense, money is nothing. We're exchanging value. And perception of value determines real value.
Okay.
It's time for you to begin to trade value. Now, you cannot trade value until you create it, until you sell it to the person that will value that value.
Okay, Dr. Lushola, you said quite a bit. I want to say thank you very much for joining us today on the program. At least this will reignite us for the second half of the year, at least to my viewers, to those listening, and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you too. I've been speaking with Dr. Lanre Olushola, who is a life coach and the catalyst. We've been talking about the second half of the year, growth, business and self or personal and business growth. I hope you've taken a few nuggets from that. I am Nancy Naji. Be the best you can be and be that change that you want to see. I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.